What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 53, picking up from the Erd Tree Sanctuary. So now that you have taken out Godfrey, there's going to be a few more things that we're going to have to knock out before going for the main boss. So if you head on out the east, you're going to go over here to the right, see a little podium. Well, there's not really that much happening here. There's one quick item we can grab. Then we're going to be shooting on up to the rooftop. So as far as anything else you saw in this room, don't worry about it just yet. It's what we're going to do is work from the top down. Alright, so to your left, you guys can go over here if you guys would like to check that out. There's just, nothing really to grab, nothing really going on. So what we're going to do is take this root on up to the top. Then you're going to see, a couple things. You have an item hanging from the ceiling there, and roots kind of growing through. For now, just go ahead and ignore that. We're going to go to the right. So if you were to go straight from this point, this is going to lead you on up to the bed chamber of the capital, and then obviously right here's the actual Erd Tree. You finally made it, and that is your main boss arena. So, like I said, before we get into that, there are a few things we want to close on out. So what we're going to be doing is going to the left, getting down to your roof, and you'll notice a window open here. Now, as soon as you drop down to the left, you'll see that root, and then that will, kind of just lead you over to get an item hanging on that chair. However, we're going to go to the right side first. That way we can grab a shortcut and then an item. So this is going to be the Erd Tree Bow. We grabbed the Erd Tree Great Bow, which is kind of like a secret when you destroyed the chariots in the very first Hero's Grave back at the start of the game. While that one, most people are going to miss, this is a guaranteed item you can just grab as long as you find this route. Or take the time to actually do this route, more than likely. Because you can see there's stuff up here, so... Now we can take our route across. This is going to get you another prayer book. So we picked up a prayer book last episode, but I knew that we had to, pick up others. So it makes more sense to just turn them all in at the same time. Now, with that, you'll be led all the way back around. Go back down. Now, before we go anywhere else, what we're going to be doing is jumping on over here to Church of Vows. This way we can go ahead and not only turn in our prayer books, but also pick up a spell to unlock another ending for you guys. So this ending is optional. You don't have to do it. It's more about lore than anything else, right? But we're still going to show it off. This is a secret non-trophy ending. So if we go on down, go ahead and turn in whatever scrolls you have not done at this point. We'll also turn in a few prayer books. So both of these were picked up last episode, or, one last episode, one this episode. Both picked up in the capital, I should say. So with that, right over here is Law of Regression. Now this costs 10,000. Heals all elements and dispels all special effects. Now the dispel all special effects is what we're after here. You're going to notice that you do need 37 intelligence just to wield this. So, to actually unlock this ending, everybody's going to have to go respec at least one time. So you can go through and, get follow the steps to get this done. Aside from that, there's a few other things going on, mainly survivability type things. Lord's Heal, Lord's Aid, alleviates poison, blood loss, sleep buildup for self and allies. That's actually very much worth getting. 12 faith, so everyone for the most part will have access to it. Assassin's Approach, Blessings Boon, and all these are just, survivability buffs, cleanses, things of that nature. But with Lord Aid, which is crazy because Flame Cleanse Me was poison and rot, right? But this is poison, blood loss, and sleep. So you're covered on probably at least half the statuses in the game, if not more than that. So it's just, it's nice to have. And as far as the other one, we got to come up with the souls for it, so we need 10,000. There we go. That'll do it.
Is there something?
So we're going to pick up Law of Regression. So this is a faith incantation. What's weird is you need intelligence to wield it, so it's pretty much a golden order, type incantation. So we'll go ahead and put this on. Where are you? Yeah, there it is. And then from here, what we're going to have to do is go see Ronaldo and respec very briefly. But it is, it's kind of shitty because it doesn't go with their build. I'm sure we could really get into buffs and items and raise intelligence. But you're talking about 37, guys. So, we have a +5 for int. which would bring us to 14. And then you have a great rune, which would bring you to like 19. And then you have that great sword, which raises all levels by 5, which is right here. That'd be 24, but you'd still be short, is the thing. So I think it'd be easier just to use the larval tier. I hate to waste the resources, but it needs to be
Is
done.
it thy wish? Now.
This is just to make sure we cover everything in the game, obviously. So I'm not going to really change much. In fact, all I'm going to change is I'll even keep the strength, just so we're only changing one stat, make things easier. I'm going to keep everything the same, but instead of faith, we're going to bring intelligence up to 50, I guess, or whatever it gets up to, 45. So we should still be able to use most of our things, not our weapon, not most of our spells, but this is only for a quick second. This will give us a chance to show some other stuff. We never showed how this weapon works, so when we get on over there, we'll be able to show that off. That's the recommended weapon for intelligence builds we covered before. Where are you? Archery Sanctuary. So you're still going to need a seal to cast this, guys. Do keep that in mind. But now that you have this, like I said before, going, that way is going to lead you on up and out to the boss. So this time we're going to be going to the west side. Now, as soon as you get to this door, take a right. Pick up your Somber 5. It's crazy you still find Somber 5s all the way in the capital, isn't it? So I say you don't do the underground, man. You're just going to be out of this shit. That's the shortcut you kick down. Then we can go on out. Follow this around to a lift. Now we're not going to progress this area because obviously, we don't have any upgrades into this weapon. We had to switch into intelligence just to pull this off. Like I said, mainly this is for one of the secret non-trophy endings. However, this does progress Corin's questline and gets you some pretty badass spells too. So when you're going down, this is supposed to be a statue of America, not Radagon. We talked about this last episode. This is the revelation that they're one and the same. So if you use this spell back here, you might have to get closer, but I'm pretty sure it's back here. That has turned the statue to America. Now that you have that, we could jump on over to West Capitol Rampart. Would probably be the closest area. Excuse me 1 second, y'all. Nope, wrong way. So from West Capitol Rampart, we're going to have to go back and speak with Cord now that we have triggered these events. Because he was talking about that, he's just stumped that, they keep finding things about Radagon instead of about America. America's the one that was in charge here. So that's what the intelligence story does. That's why it's so good. So you're getting like a bunch more magic damage. You're getting frostbite. Now this is unupgraded, right? Unupgraded. But even with that, super powerful. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're gonna need this to be fully upgraded. But yeah, that's why I said it's the best intelligence weapon in the game as far as just raw damage. I mean, what's buffed? We're sitting here doing 307 with 0 upgrades into this weapon. 0. Nothing at all. So super, super badass. And all you're doing is just run straight across here. We're gonna go up to the left. Wasn't it on the top ledge from here? Yeah, I think it was up then the left. That's my bad. Wish we could use Tort here. It would make life a little bit easier. Thank you. This might take forever. No. I should just put some in. Look at that. Just nothing, dude. But it does do a lot of posture. Like, look at that. Then you can break enemy stagger from far away. You can't put price on that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, just, it's safe. It's a perfect weapon for me. Then if you can do it right on the enemy, that's where you're getting really good damage. So it does this from range. It builds a lot of posture, but it's landing the physical charge heavy with frostbite on them, look at that. You're just shredding them apart. Just like that. Duelist Greaves. We're not going to fight anybody that doesn't come for us. We're not going to waste the time. But, you know, while they're coming for us, might as well show you guys why I recommended this for intelligence. There he is. There's good old buddy. Alright, so now that we have revealed the statue's true...
Oh, was that you?
True form, I guess we could say. We'll go ahead and exhaust this dialogue about the noble gold mask.
His finger, but why we were on the...
Let's go ahead and quit and load back in. I know we got to move them to mountaintops with giants. And then up there, they're kind of tucked off, honestly, but that'll be their next location. But I do want to make sure we have progressed them here.
Oh, yes, the mask and have to come. Who? The mask, his finger has but the why we were on the...
Okay, I think it's talking to Gold Mask. Yeah, tell him that Radagon is America. Golden Order totality.
What on earth? Well, not Master's finger move. I haven't the... So I'd like to... A glimpse.
Alright, so here's new incantations now. This one's really good. Immutable shield. Increase left-hand shield's affinity and elements resistances. So you're up against frostbite or blood loss, you're going to have more resistances to this. Obviously, this is going to be really good. Then we already went over Discus of Light and then Great Heal. Mountaintops of the Giants, he'll get more stuff. So from here, I know it's a little tedious, but, you know, it needs done. So we're going to go back, spec into our build. As I did recommend a build for the walkthrough, so I'm going to stick with it. Although I'd love to go Intelligence, I'd probably do Dex Arcane. And I really wanted to do that because it's more obscure and choosing Blood Loss, which is really popular amongst newer players. But I really like having access to the survivability and, you know, getting the health back on kill. Getting
Is it thy way?
spells to help us out and cleanse status effects, you know, all that stuff. So that's why we recommended it. But maybe when we go to DLC, I might fuck around Arcane for a little bit to show you guys. Right, but I mean, at that point, we're not recommending builds anymore because you know, did make it all through the fucking game, so I don't think you need it. Yeah, we don't need either of those. So we did hit 50, yeah, dead on. So now we're working strength, so everything should be back where it should be. All right, and we should be good to go. So now that we have that all caught up, let's go ahead and get rid of this spell. No need for it. We already got, you know, quite a bit going on. In fact, I'm going to redo this shit because we're not really using Flame Cleanse Me, so let's just go straight with our buffs. We'll do Golden Vow first, then we'll do Flame Cleanse Me so we can keep all of our fire stuff together. I'm sorry, Flame Grumpy Strength. Then we'll do a just nice range, do AoE, and that's good enough. We're good with 4, you know. That's what I always say, just because you have a bunch of spell slots doesn't mean you should just fucking fill them up like that, because then you got to go through all that bullshit every time, you know. If you're trying to get to a spell quickly, it's going to work against you, for obvious reasons. But I will say, it's just like having health down here. If you hold down, it'll jump to that first slot. Same thing here, always jumps to that first slot, like I can go over here. Let's say I'll go to that one, boom, jumps right back to your first spell. So obviously you could use this to your advantage. Either way, now that we have that, we're going to be going back up the same door again. But we don't want to do this with a weapon that's not upgraded because you're going to have to go fight a Crucible Knight and, you know, some other guys too. So that's why we didn't go past the statue. We're going to go back to the lift. So your next legendary ornament you need for Platinum Trophy is over here. Quite hidden. Aside from that, we just got, you know, Spell, Ash Sport. A couple little items. Then we'll be going up for your main boss. That's what I was saying earlier. You know, this is going to be a shorter episode. We're a little bit short on wrapping this area up, but there's not really that much left. So as you're going down, you already see your perfumer. She's not alone. There's your, you know, there's your statue. Thank you. Take her on out. Your holy grease. I don't know if I like that 666. That's how much damage we did to her. I don't know how I feel about that. There's your scarab. Usually I'll try to hit it on the way down. Just use our weapon art. You gotta wait on it's the thing, and it probably is gonna take forever. I don't care about this. I don't want that scarab. I can't see where's that. Come on, scarab. Alright, well, let's just finish Crucible Knight, then we'll get to it. He fall. Where is he? I've never seen that happen before. That is wild. Okay, I think he stays up top now. Do it. There you go, Barrier of the Gold. So I think this is actually a spell, not a, incantation, not a astral ward. So what you're going to be doing is really just looking for where he went down. Unfortunately, that's where we need to go, because you're going to see this big bolt. That's what we're after here. So there's like a little crack right here. What sucks is you got to be careful. Okay, we might actually be clear. Fuck him. So this does not feel good walking over this. It's just got it's really rough surface. Yep, that's kind of the issue. It's kind of the issue there. You know, Crucible Knights don't respawn. I feel like we should just go take them out. Yeah, there we go. That way, we don't have to deal with them again. Alright guys, I'm just trying to load out of here. Students or Diagras are good. If they kill us, fuck it. But I was gonna try to hang on to my souls if possible. You know, just save the time. It's 12,000. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Thank you. I did not mean to fall off. That last little bit, you do have to jump. I just got curious. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could just walk straight over. Didn't work. So make sure you jump there. I'm going to the east. No, we're not. We're going to the west. Yeah. East is where we went first. A little inconvenient, but, you know, we'll get it. Shit happens. Much as I want my series to be perfect, it's a big ask. It's not going to be. We're going to fall from time to time, unfortunately. I love that cape. That gray look to it. It really reminds me of, I think it was called the Executioner set from Bloodborne. It was like the only one where you got the really nice looking gray cape. I mean, it's very different, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't remind me of it. Yep. Alright, so Crucible Knights should not respawn. They never do. So we're just going to get right back to the bolt. And so there's like a little crack in the rail. Not a big one. There's other areas that have cracks too, so don't get it, mixed up. Alright. It's the same thing. And for the most part, you can walk straight over. It's just this one right here where you gotta jump past it. Alright, hold it. Grand Sax, as I stated before, is a legendary ornament. So this is Dex Faith. You're going to be able to get lightning damage that scales with your faith, physical damage that scales with Dex. So it's pretty dope. So right here, oh no, I'm so sorry. It does lightning, but it's quality. I did not see that coming. I just assumed. I didn't like it. I mean, it's fucking awesome. It just wasn't for me. But I just assumed because it was a spear, it would get Dex, and because it was lightning, it was faith. But, quality. So there you go. 40 Dex, 20 Strength. I guess we could show it off. I don't have the requirements to use it, but we could definitely show it off. So it's just a straight up thrusting spear. If it did like some kind of swipes on the heavy, I'd probably go with it. but it just doesn't, you know? So it's really cool, really unique. You're getting lightning every hit. It's light for one, so it's really light. But it's all about just hiding behind a shield and poking for the most part, building up lightning damage, right? So, and if you are going the thrusting route, we get you guys the Crag Blade towards the end of the game, which is like this big boy rapier. Now that is a fucking cool thrusting weapon once you get to that point, you know. Something that you could bring to the DLC that you really enjoy. But it doesn't come for a bit. Very hidden weapon. I mean, the most hidden weapon in the game, I would assume. It comes from taking out a main boss, but this boss is fucking hidden, dude. Either way, guys, with that does wrap us up in full. All items, all spells, you know, all bosses, all enemies. So going up top here, this is going to be not so much the throne room, but like the bed chambers. And as soon as you get here, you're going to have a black knight. Oh, she got it. She's quick. She's quick. Does a lot of damage, not as much as Tish, the black knife we fought in Moonlight Altar, but does enough damage, that's for sure. So once we take her on out, we're going to go up here and get the best heal in the game as far as faith. Like, there's a lot. You know, you have urgent heal, regular heal, great heal. Well, this is going to be Blessing of the Urge Tree. This is a heal. It's an incantation that heals, but it scales off of your faith stat. So if you have like 50, 60 faith like us, you could be at like 99 health, and it'll probably refill you in one. You know, like it's crazy good. So when you go up here, you could actually climb around, but there's no items, but you can kind of climb the bookshelves and stuff like that. I never found nothing with it. So moving forward is your next fight. Now this is Morgot. So this is Margit. Morgot are the same person. So Margit was like the spirit version of Morgot. So Morgot's going to be doing a lot of the same things, but this time his wooden cane is going to break, and it's going to turn into a arcane dex sword with blood flame, blood loss damage, so on and so forth. So while his physical moveset's very similar, he at times can pull out this ultra great spear, and he's just going to charge across and lunge at you. He can make it rain those spectral swords. If he does this, just get on back. If you get through half his health bar, gets down on his knees, he looks vulnerable. He's not. He's going to explode and just mess you up. He also has like wraiths that will chase you down to do damage. There's a lot of moving and dodging and guarding. You'll be able to bring in help here. The help you have is Melina. Now Melina can spawn up like a little Erd tree that will heal you, so that's nice. So she's more of just adding to the utility and survivability of the fight, so she can help out a bit with that. Aside from that, here's a move where he's going to run into with his curved sword and do a big swipe. Then it's going to do a big AoE of blood flame that explodes, and then he'll follow it around with like another 360 swipe. It does a huge, like much bigger AoE of blood flame that's going to explode. Other than that, though, it's the same. You know, delayed hits, but then his combos start coming out fast. He's got the the big spectral great hammer, so you're not seeing much different. I will say, as impressive as the fight is, his health is not. So we're gonna go over here once solo dolo, show you guys the fight, then we'll sum it in if we need to. But all in all, it's really not that bad. Now, we skip cutscenes a lot of the times. This one you don't want to. This is really important to the story. A lot of big stuff's being talked about here, so I want to watch it.
What is thy business with these thrones? Ah, Godric the Golden. The twin prodigies, Mikola and Melania. General Radahn, Praetor Rykard, Luna Princess Rani, willful traitors, all. Thy kind are all of a piece. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
So this is kind of the point in the game where you get to, you're like, okay, this is the end. We've made it to the Erd Tree, made it to the capital, this is the final boss. That's the feeling you would get on a blind playthrough. Then you wouldn't realize that there's much left. You know what I mean? But at least that's what I got from it.
King Morgot.
really throws you off.
last of all kings.
I mean, and you're also 50 hours in, 55 hours in, you know? You'd probably be like 70 because you wouldn't know where to go. You knew exactly where to go. So you said you got a lot of the same shit. Delays, you got the hammer. As far as recommendations for the flask, stone barbs would break the posture down much easier like that. I would highly recommend stone barbs and then just whatever complements your build. You know, I mean, look, he's almost dead already. Just saying. So when he goes down like this, he's not vulnerable. He's kind of morphing. The big ass back way up. Because I don't think you really need to summon, but it's not going to hurt, you know. And he can still easily kill us, don't get me wrong. But his health just is not that bad.
Shall not be
Gotta keep knocking me out of all my shit. Yeah, he's about to kill me. Okay, so you still die. Blood flame. Dual explosions. Follow. And just hang on, dude. Like, you just didn't know, you're just watching the move, so you're like, holy shit, this dude's wild. There's swords from back. Keep going and going. I didn't even mean to do that. Hopefully, just stick with it. It's not that bad. Super flashy. Like it says, almost a letdown how much health he had, you know what I mean? So Morgoth's Great Rune, and then the Remembrance of the Omen King. Now when you get here, usually you would have a side of grace that pops up, not one that you could use. So his like dead body's here, you know, that's what he really looks like when he's not super beefed up. And the fact that he's just, you know, he's dying. Before we do that, though, I do believe you have to interact with the Erdtree. So you get through the game, probably 60, 75 hours in at this point. If you've explored and all that and blind playthrough, you're at the Erdtree, like, you got past the final boss. It probably felt disappointing for a final boss. Then you get here, like, okay, let's beat the game. And then, and Pencil Thorns refuse all, none may enter the Erdtree. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what did I miss? I must have missed something somewhere, quest item, or, you know. But it's just not that. There's just so much more left. Then, if you notice, if you go on down, Side of Grace automatically appears behind you once you interact, and then you can talk to more gods.
Tarnished. Thou art but a fool. The Erdtree wards off all who deign approach. We are all forsaken.
Because he doesn't know what we're about to find out.
None may claim the title of Elden Lord. Thy deeds shall be met with failure, just as I.
And then he just kind of dies off. His body will stay here, and we'll get more lore, because there's another boss fight that happens here later. Just to say, a very important character is going to find Morgot. Kind of, well, honestly, give you a lot of respect for taking him down once they realize that you're the one who did it. So, until you can find a way past those thorns, you cannot claim the throne.
Hello again. Allow me a moment to converse with you. You are unable to enter the Erdtree. No, prevented by the mantle of barb. The thorns are impenetrable, a husk of the Erdtree's being that spurns all that exists without. The only way to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord is to pass the thorns. My purpose serves to aid in that very act. So I'd like you to undertake a new journey with me to the Flame of Ruin, far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountaintops of the giant. Then I can set the Erdtree aflame and guide you down the path to becoming Elden Lord.
So, when we're going through the capital, we're on the main road, and we went and popped that door. And I told you could not open that door to head to the mountaintops of the giants until you beat the final boss there. And it actually does let you open the door, which leads you over here and brings you to the lift. The thing of it is you, without the roll medallion, you can't use the lift to go on up. So taking out the final boss gets you the roll medallion. I just never thought to try to open that door early. So you can open it, you can do the transitional zone, but you can't do nothing past that point. So from here, that's what we're going to be doing. Heading on up to a really cool area, guys. In fact, the rest of the game is really neat. But before we do, like I said, there's still quite a bit going on here in the capital. And one of the things we have to do does tie into a secret trophy ending. So at this point, you're locked in for 2 endings. Actually, well, 2 trophy endings more. We already got Via's ending, non-trophy. We're set up for, the hell's his name? Corrin's ending, which is non-trophy, but we got the regular ending, which would be a trophy ending. We got Ronnie's ending locked in, which would be a trophy ending. But the only one we're missing is going to be the Flamesy, what is it? Flame of Frenzy ending, or Frenzy Lord ending, whatever the hell you want to call it. Flame of Frenzy, I guess. But we have to work and, you know, do the underground and actually get that unlocked for you guys. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Plus, it's part of the capital, so this is when you want to do it. Either way, once you have taken out morgot, she's going to kind of bring up the fact of burning the Earth Tree. It's a cardinal sin and, you know, all this stuff.
That is not the domain of mere men. The burning of the Earth Tree is the first cardinal sin.
But you don't have a choice. She will not stand in your way because the fingers have gone to talk with the greater will. It's like the real god of everything. So she speaks for them when they're not present, and that's pretty much what she's telling you. Either way, guys, you have 2 choices here. Regal Omen Barn. So this is similar to like that little bell that calls spirits to chase guys down you found on Liurnia. It's just a utility item. Lets you use FP to unleash many wraiths that chase down foes, which is what he did in his phase change. So you're going to notice Beast Killing and Beast Killing Faith. It's really cool. It is. I like it a lot. Super dope. It can do good damage. But it's, you know, it's a utility item. Other than that, you have Morgot's Cursed Sword. So 17 Arcane, 14 Strength, which most builds will have, then 35 Dex. So best Dex Arcane weapon in the game, in my opinion, unless you like a Katana better or Twin Blade better. That's your options. You have Eleanor's Pole Blade, you have Morgot's Cursed Sword, or you have a katana that does fire and blood loss. You'll get mountaintops of the giants. That's the 3. I think this is the best one because katanas aren't going to do much to posture. This has the high posture damage. The higher your arcane, the more blood loss you're going to get. And it also has blood flame on the weapon art. So you can't buff the weapon as far as buffs with like elemental goes because it has blood loss. But the Ash of War does fire and blood loss, then you'll be building up blood loss every hit. And if you bring Arcane all the way up to like 50, there's no 40. There's no point going past 40. You can go really high dex. This weapon is absolutely devastating. The highest the AR will get, it's like 650, 700, maybe like 670. And others get 80, but you're not really even counting the Ash of War's damage or the blood loss. So with that, it can be one of the most devastating weapons in the game. So I'd very much, you know, recommend picking it up. And if you guys want to go through the dialogue here, how to burn the thorns.
The smoldering flame in the great forge of the giants.
So, you know, just stuff to come. Then you could actually get Morgot's set here. Does not look good at all. It's just some rags. But it is unique. So if you guys want to pick up that, you have that as well. And now that we have all that set up, let's go ahead and grab the 1 level we can get, if we even have enough, because it's getting way up now. 31. Start bringing up that strength some. And then with that, since we are all caught up, we're going to be working towards the underground. So to do this, the best portion to take, or this best side of grace, what's wrong with me today? Best site of grace is going to be Avenue Balcony. Sorry guys, it's getting late trying to do these episodes. I'm like stumbling on my words and shit, so, you know, do forgive me. But from here, we're going to go back down like we did last episode when we were doing this lower area. And I pointed out a well that would take you to the true underground. So if you just go up this way, go to the far left side, you can actually just jump right here on the roof, and then just roll straight off. And right here, it's going to be a well. Just drop right on down. Remember when we were going through the other underground, smaller underground, we saw a grate with the item behind it. That's right here. Now this goes pretty deep down into the earth. I want to say that you're going to have a you know, few episodes here But being only 30 minutes in, I'm kind of considering going off our notes and start working on it, because this ties in certain quest lines, and there are certain things we can knock out, but it's not how it was planned, so we'll probably just wait. Alright, so when you go out here, this place is filled with rats in the underground, or in sewers. If you guys want to farm them up for runarks, they're one of the only enemies that can drop them. They're not guaranteed. Farming's farming, but if you do want runarks, you could easily stack them up here. Go pop this. Now this is important because there's some enemies here you haven't faced yet. You guys remember the omens? Well, now the omens are using that barn ability where a bunch of spirits will come out and chase you. So you haven't fought that yet. So what I would recommend doing is rolling down towards the east, run, take the first door on your left, get your side of grace. That way, if you end up getting killed, you don't have that run back. Now we're going to show you the fight with these guys. So it's the same as far as their physical movesets. They have quite a bit of health, pretty high level guys. I want to show their other abilities. There you go. So that's the type of bullshit you're going to do. I will say a lot of the times when they're doing that, it's pretty easy backstab to get, or something like that. Go airborne. It's very easy to get behind them. Almost 2,500 a pop a level, so level-wise, taking them out, so not bad. That's how much health they have. You know, like 5,000. You got the sword variant, which is actually the first one we revived. Or the Storm Bell, he was this great sword variant. It's easy enough to just work right behind him, as you see. You missed. Just like anything else, they're not that bad. So right there, blood-soaked manchettes. So we're going to get started on this. We're not going to do much. We're just going to knock out a little quest. So, that way, maybe next episode we can fit more in. So when you get down here, it can be very maze-like. There's a lot of play. Like, you can go this way. You have to open up that gate. You have to open up that gate. Like, there's a lot going on. And this is just the first layer. It gets deeper and deeper. There's 2 areas that are set up like a maze. So first thing we're going to be doing is just go all the way down to the left. Roll on down. Go to the dead end first. There's a rat here. Yeah, you can see. And this is kind of hard to see. You also notice you got quite a bit of health. Oh, you know what? You know what? Nope, we can't do this yet. Sorry to look at my notes. You have to go to round table hold first. I thought we did this. It doesn't matter because we didn't progress much. But I told you guys you got 3 seabed curses. And you have to go talk to the Dung Eater once you get this. And he'll send you down there to pretty much free him from his cell. But you got to actually interact first. So we held off on this. So talk to the Dung Eater. You were warned by him from the Blackguard. Said he not only murders people, but he kind of like captures their soul and tortures it for eternity. So he's saying that, you felt the curse. If you want to be cursed yourself like him and kind of like take his place, that you should do this stuff, essentially. So if you guys want to go do it, that's what you're going to get. But now that we have that, what we want to do is it's going to be subterranean shunning grounds, yes, but we need that side of grace. Where is it? Yeah, underground side. So you are going to have to talk to him first. And like I said before, if you do not have 3 seabed curses, he's not going to talk to you. You got 2 in the capital, the other was in the Volcano Manor. If you want to fight these guys again, have at it. We got stuff to do, so we'll be getting to it. So we're going to drop. And I still recommend taking these guys out every time, because they will get behind you. I'm going to go the other way. There he is. I knew one popped out from the box. I thought it was at the other end. Their damage is pretty damn impressive. I mean, for, fucking rat, right? For a fucking rat. So right over here is like one of the first mazes we're going to get to. So there's 2 areas we have to go through these tunnels, and it's fucking god-awfully confusing. Very, very, very the way I like to deal with them. They're flowers, they hate fire. Which, once again, you could run by these guys too, but they're kind of blocking the path. I'll usually take them out at least the first time. After that, I'm not worried about it. I like to clear all my areas at least before they're showing me. You. I ran out of poison cleanse. It'll be alright. I just took off flame cleanse. Literally just took it off. Good day. Alright, so after you do a bunch of needless shit killing flowers, we can head on up. So in here, there's going to be some handsies. I'm sure you guys remember the hands. One really big one, who is actually kind of just hanging around. Or no, he's the one underground, and these guys are hanging around. So let's go on over. And their health is getting up there. Yeah, you can tell you're in a higher level area. There's one underground. You're going to see his fingers. That's all you're going to see. Set his ass ablaze. Make life a little bit easier on yourself. And he drops a somber smithing 7. I don't know if that's a guaranteed drop. I do know that I've gotten it almost every time. So every time I can remember, I've gotten it. So going past the Dung Eater, there's nothing here, just to show, you know, we're not missing anything. So you're pretty much just going to yell at him to leave the jail.
Who are you?
Leave your jail.
How will it used to be Helbiku? How will it used to be Shu Helbiku?
Alright, so now that we have that, we're actually going to jump back to the outskirts. So the easiest place to go from would be Capital Rampart. So you guys remember the Black Guard did warn you of the Dung Eater. Now that you've got 3 seabed curses and talked to him, this is involved in another secret ending. So you have 3 secret endings, 3 trophy endings, and then different variants of the So the regular ending's the Lord ending. There's just different variants of it, like 3 or 4. And then you have trophy-wise Ronnie's, and then you have the Frenzied Flame. So that's the 3 trophy endings. The regular, whichever variant you get, Ronnie's, Frenzied Flame. Then the secret endings, you're going to have Fia's, then you're going to have Dung Eater, so. And then also Corns, obviously, which we just covered. So there's a lot of endings. I guess it's just more to the game, you know what I mean? Than anything else, that's all it is. Just more things to discover from playing the game more and more. And this was actually dumb, too, because we could have just jumped to Ezra side tomb, you know what I mean? And got down to the lake from here. But it's okay. We drop all the way down. We went here a few episodes back. Everyone should remember where this is. Now, as soon as you get down here, you're going to notice that your boy is pretty much dead. He has been cursed. He's like slowly dying. Or do we have to get his dialogue then rest? We have to get his dialogue.
Alright, mate.
About the Dung Eater.
Never thought it was that. Never met someone you've got a real.
Alright, so let's put out. Now, when you want to talk about unique weapons, this quest, you know, locking in for this ending, is going to get you a super, super unique greatsword. It's got the same exact moveset as Death's Poker, but it's a quality weapon that does blood loss, so nothing fancy. But it has Ashen Boar that buffs you up and makes you go all crazy. As far as like landing a bunch of crazy attacks and changes the moveset of it. Super badass though. It's actually probably the best looking weapon. It's just covered in a bunch of crusty bullshit, but it's really nice. So talk to him. He's just gonna beg you to kill him. It's sad, you know. He was good to us. He was our friend.
For a jumped up little shit with big ideas. Help me out. Would you, mate? I don't want to get cursed. Just let me die. I don't want to live like this. Not anymore. So, please.
Yep, it's sad. We're just gonna grant him mercy by taking him out because he's like slowly bleeding out. He's worried that Dung Eater's gonna curse his soul and be tortured for all eternity. We don't want that. So with that, you're gonna get a seabed curse there, which I forgot we even get that one. So there's actually 5 in the playthrough. Blackguard's Bell Bearing, Iron Balls, and then you got the Iron Mask. So Iron Balls is this weapon. It's actually really good. A lot of people really like it. Then as soon as you put him out or exhaust his dialogue, Dung Eater's going to come in and start filling up the blood off and bullshit on you. As you notice, he can easily kill you. Smack the shit out. Ooh, he's good. Come on, buddy. Yep, there's that moveset. That's what that buff does. Oh, that's bullshit, dude. This happens sometimes. There you go. Come on, crap. Stay. Ah, he does. Oh, that big prick. His damage is good, too. It really is. There we go. That's a big boost of fire damage, I guess. Hey, dumbass. Thank you. So taking out the Dung Eater, you will get the Sword of Milos. And if you were to really look at this, like I said, it's probably the best looking weapon in the game. You can't see it, but under that is a very, very good looking weapon. It's just covered in a bunch of bullshit, you know? It's kind of like the weapon we have. Blasphemous Blade, beautiful weapon, covered in bullshit. So, causes blood loss buildup at 55. Somber weapon, you cannot infuse it or change Ash of Wars or change affinities, but just a solid physical weapon for a quality build. I really like it a lot. As stated, it's very unique in many aspects. So it's going to be under your greatsword. It's not colossal, just regular. I don't have the dex for it, but yeah, it's really cool. I do like it a lot. Look at that. So you can kind of see it's this nice silver gold sword. A bunch of like crustaceans and stuff. But all that bullshit coming off of it, that's what's building up the blood loss. You know what I mean? The charged heavy, like I said, death poker. So, although it doesn't look long, you're throwing your weapon into the ground and literally running at an enemy. So that closes the distance. And it's got the follow-up, which is the regular greatsword follow-up. Special weapon art is going to be a buff, which is not going to work, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work because I don't have the dex. I was hoping it would. But, yeah, regardless, super cool weapon, guys. Super, super, super cool weapon. So now we have that wrapped up. What we're going to be doing is jumping back on over to Underground Roadside and wrapping up. Like I said, we're not really getting started on the area, but closing out that quest takes time, and now we don't have to worry about it for next episode. We do need to go on back to Roundtable Holdout. I thought this was going to be a short episode. I'm like, oh, a couple items to grab, boss fight. And I wasn't planning on putting that in until later, but that didn't really feel like it took that long either. And yet, we already went for another hour. Isn't that crazy? It just flies by. Regardless, we had to close out these loose ends at some point or another.
There you warded off despite the curse. No one has succeeded in that before. How? I thought that you are, in fact, me. And I am the Dung Eater. It is my flesh that must receive the blessing. Give me your blessed file, my again, until a countless and soon hundreds, a few of the rotten.
Now he wants you to do the same thing he's been doing to others.
Give it your blessing till it could.
Alright, now from there, now we'll go on back. You just need to exhaust that dialogue. And he's telling you his corporal flesh lies down here, so you would have to go on down and defile him. Now, this won't lock you into the ending. You haven't been locked into any of your endings. That's just another choice you get to pick at the end of the game. So like I said, if you get all of your endings, like you met all your steps for all of them, what's going to happen is you take out the final boss of the game, and there's going to be a bunch of summon signs. Depending on which summon sign you use, depending on which ending you're going to get. So all we're doing is unlocking every single ending for you guys. You get back up your saves, get platinum single run, get your, all endings in a single run. If you can't back up your saves, and it's going to take you a few playthroughs to get it, we have at least shown you how. So in subsequent playthroughs, you'll know all the steps, and you guys can do this again. So either way, you're going to be taken care of.
A curse, along with
Sick, twisted, nasty shit, man. Sick, twisted, nasty shit.
curse you.
Alright. We're gonna smack him. And now you got his set. So he is very much another omen. Alright, so from that, now she's back to Underground Roadside. And we'll go ahead and wrap up here. So next episode, we'll be doing this. We might actually be able to fit all this in one episode. We're going to try, but like I said, there's 2 areas where you're going through like pipes and tunnels that are very much like mazes. It can be very confusing if you don't know any better. So get set up, and I'll cover this at the start of next episode. Make sure you have, just crafted all your rainbow stones. We still have 80, so we're good. This will help kind of show you which path you've taken so no one gets lost. But, with that, we have catacombs down here. There's actually quite a bit going on. Regardless, if we're not able to wrap it up next episode, we'll finish it the episode after. Then we're ready to head up north. So, y'all stay tuned. Please subscribe for more walkthrough, and we'll catch you back here shortly.